Okay. I'm not seeing it.
We're live.
We're trying to do Instagram.
All the gram things and
no, it's not. Oh,
oh,
is it going?
Yeah, there it goes.
Yours is going. Okay, mine's finally going. Wait, where are we? I see 7 screens
It's
open
okay.
right now.
It's 17.
Okay, there we are. Ooh. Talking about no judgment when you're trying new things.
No judgment.
It's like no scrubs. That's what just came to my mind. Remember that TLC song?
Yes.
I don't want no
Actually,
scrubs.
I do. Yeah, I was just thinking, we were just talking before we came on. Lisa's like, I don't know what you're going to give as an example. I just thought of mine.
Go. You go
first.
No.
No, yours is really good. Yours is better than mine.
Okay, so last night I went to improv class.
Way better.
No, it's not. No, you're judging. He's judging. You're judging.
No, because that's like, to me, that's like, holy shit.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go back. I like learning new things that put me out in the eye of the public because I think about service and teaching and having a moment and healing. And I know that's through storytelling. It's through art. It's through creativity. Yes, it's through the business.
Yeah.
Because we tell people stories, we birth businesses and ideas and dreams.
Tell people craft their story.
But this is just a different way for me to play that's been since pandemic is when I started writing my solo show.
Yep.
And it's been cool to have this marrying union of, really using the analytical, strategic, methodical side in business, and then the play and the art and the creativity and the spontaneity, and not being one or the other. Sometimes we go, well, I'm right-brained or I'm left-brained, and that's just the way that I'm made.
Yeah.
And I'm learning how to blend these two and be better overall in the way that I serve people. So I went to this improv class. I had no idea what I was signing myself up for. I shouldn't say that. I kind of know what improv is, but I had no idea like what I was going to be doing in the exercises. And I thought I could go and maybe just be a bystander and like just kind of sit and watch. No. You had to get up and you had to be a part of like every skit, every scene, every role play. And the cool thing, which if you do improv, you already know this, but the cool thing is the way improv goes bad or wrong is when you start asking questions, because they're saying that you're putting it off on the other person then, and you're expecting them to come up. Yeah, you're expecting them to come up with all the content. So you have to be present, you have to witness, you have to notice, you have to be in the moment, and you have to give. And you have to add to the skit or the scene or the conversation. And my brain doesn't work like that. I'm like methodical and rehearsed, and I prepare, and I'm a deep thinker, and I always want to know the reason behind it. And I like to have all the information. And that's the complete opposite of the way your brain works when you do improv. It's funny. You take risks. You're saying things that don't make any sense. And then your partner's like, yes, that makes complete sense. Let's like go here and do this. And let's have monkeys on the moon. And let's, it was a very cool experience. I laughed so hard. And the group was really supportive. So there were people that had done improv for the last, 20 years. They did it in college. There was anywhere from, 20s to 30s to 60s and 70-year-olds that were there. So it was a really welcoming, incredible group. And we had this experience where it was in one of the opening exercises where you create the scene. And we went around the whole circle one way, and I ended it, which was great. And then she was like, okay, now we're going to start with you, and you're going to start it. I'm like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. Like, did you hear about? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, did you hear about the best-selling? Because again, my brain's going like business, right? And then I go, oh, that's stupid. And the whole group went, no, like audibly. They're like, no, just say it. They're like, just say what you were going to say. And I'm like, did you hear about the new best-selling book? And then the lady next to me, she's like, yes, and this book was blah, blah, blah. And it ended up being like monkeys created a painting that they were going to hang at the top of the CN Tower. Like, it was just the most bizarre, funny. We laughed so hard, and everybody, there were 10 of us, and everybody was busting out, and they were laughing. And there I was at the beginning going, this is stupid. This is dumb. We're not going to we're not gonna. This is
This is
done.
gonna be a good
I'm
scene.
not adding anything great
Yeah.
to this. And it was that unconscious thought that came out because I don't think of myself as stupid.
No.
But when I put myself in a new situation,
Hmm.
that old wound, that old pattern, that old programming came back. And that's why you do these kinds of things that put you in new and scary situations because you become aware of those things and then you can work on it. You can move through it. You can learn to not have judgment. You can learn to not, pull yourself out of things that you should be going forward and doing. So I just thought that was interesting that, like, I thought to myself, would I ever say that to someone else? I
Never.
wouldn't, right? Like if the person next to
No
me was
way.
like, "Did you hear about the best-selling book?" I wouldn't be like, "Well, that's stupid. We're not going
Yeah.
to do that. That's dumb." You would never say that to somebody else, right? Yet we're so quick to say it to ourselves. So really learning how to let go of that judgment, because it ended up being hilarious and everybody loved it and we all made it work and we all went all in on it. And that's, I think, a metaphor for your business,
Hmm.
right? If
Yeah.
you're creating something, a website, a course, a landing page, an opt-in funnel, like whatever it is, and your first thought is, oh God, this is stupid. Nobody's going to care about this. Nobody's going to want this. Nobody's going to need this. You don't know. You don't know who's going to be impacted by that thing that you think is stupid and you're afraid to put out into the world. It may be the very exact thing that people need.
Yeah. Or want.
And I think, one of the pillars of why people work with us is because we don't judge people. We go, that's your crazy idea? All right, let's do it. Let's see how we can make that happen. And I think if the group around me wasn't very supportive, that probably could have gone a different way.
Yeah, probably would have ruined your experience.
I don't know if
for
I would have
sure.
gone back to it.
Yeah,
I've been like, they're all better than me. I would start judging myself again. They're all better than me. They're more seasoned. They know what they're doing. They're funnier.
Yeah.
So that was my example.
Yeah, I think we've all been there. I mean, I have a few examples that came up, but the one that came up for me was like when I went for this job interview, and we were like halfway through it, and I was like, "Oh, I got this. I'm rocking this." And I remember the owner of this like big company, and he says to me, he goes, what do you love about graphic design?" At the time, it was like a graphic design position. And I remember I was like, I'm going to say this. This is so stupid. And I said, I actually hate graphic design. I said, I don't hate it. I said, but I don't love it. I said, I actually love web design. And I remember I'm like, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I took this course, like it was like an one weekend course, and I learned how to web design, and I just fell in love with it. But I remember at the time I looked at him and I'm like, what am I doing? Like I'm like talking myself almost out of a job in front of this guy. He's looking for a graphic designer, not a web designer.
Right.
And it turned out the opposite. He ended up hiring me anyway. And he's like, but I'm not going to hire you as a graphic designer. He's like, I didn't even know that I needed a web designer until you said it. And he's like, and I went to the team and I said, this guy, I like this guy a lot. He doesn't want to be a graphic designer. He wants to be a web designer.
Yeah.
Weren't we just talking about needing a web designer?
That's cool.
Anyway,
That's super cool.
But it's that fear, and it's that like just get out of your way, kind of do it, put it out there, and
yeah. I always think you don't know what the wrong way is until you do it, and then you go, okay, well, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to do this now. Like we don't get any information that shows us how to act and what to do until we do. We take the first pass at it. We take the first go at it. We say what's on our mind. That's what you said, right? Yeah. You chose to go, I don't actually like this.
Yeah. I could say the safe thing.
The right thing, the logical thing, the sensible thing.
Yeah.
No. Permission to go the other way.
Yeah.
So think about that. Post it below. What are you creating? What are you doing? What are you creating without judgment? What do you want to bring into the world?
And this time right now, I think is really creative. Like I find like my creative juices are flowing. I'm like, oh my God, it's a brand new year, brand new things. I can do anything. I'm unstoppable.
I like it. You see this? I like this energy. I want more of this year. All right, cool. That's it for today. Because you can hear the dogs are like, let me out. They're like, we even took them for a walk and they're crazy. So we're gonna go see what that's all about.
See you tomorrow.